Good day, mates. This is Miss Jackie again. I thought I'd read you another story. This one is called Wombat Stew by Marcia Vaughan. Are you ready? It's a wombat is an animal from Australia. We'll learn about a few other animals that live in Australia. One day, on the banks of Billabong, a very clever dingo caught a wombat. And he decided to make wombat stew. Wombat stew, wombat stew, gooey, brewy, yummy, chewy, wombat stew. Platypus came ambling by up the bank. Good day, Dingo, he said, snapping his bill. What is all that water for? Ah, I'm brewing up gooey, chewy stew with that fat wombat, replied Dingo with a toothy grin. If you ask me, said Platypus, the best thing for a gooey stew is mud. Big blobs of billabong mud. Blobs of mud? Dingo laughed. What a good idea. Righto, in they go. So Platypus scooped up big blobs of mud with his tail and tipped them in the billy can. A billy can is like the pot. In other stories we've read, that's how they call it in Australia. Around the bubbling billy, Dingo danced and sang, wombat stew, gooey, brewy, yummy, chewy, wombat stew. Waltzing from the shade of the iron barks came Emu. She arched her graceful neck over the brew. Oh ho, Dingo, she fluttered. What have we here? Gooey, chewy wombat stew, boasted Dingo. If only it were a bit more chewy, she sighed. But don't worry, a few feathers will set it right. Feathers? Dingo smiled. That would be chewy. Righto, in they go. So into the gooey brew, Emo dropped her finest feathers. Around and around the bubbling billy, Dingo danced and sang, wombat stew, crunchy munchy for my lunchy, wombat stew. Oh, Blue Tongue the lizard came, sliding off his sun-soaked stone. Silly Dingo, he hissed, there's no flies in this stew. Can't be wombat stew without crunchy flies in it. And he stuck out his bright blue tongue. Ah, there's a lot to be said for flies, agreed Dingo, rubbing his paws together. Righto, in they go. So Lizard snapped 100 flies into the air with his long tongue and flipped them into the gooey, chewy stew. Around and around and around the bubbling billy, Dingle danced and sang, wombat stew, crunchy munchy for my lunchy, wombat stew. Up through the red dust pop, Kida, wait a bit. Not so fast, he bristled, shaking the red dust off from his quills. Now I've been listening to all this advice, and take it from me, for a munchy stew you'll need slugs and bugs and creepy crawlies. Kina? Echidna. Dingo wagged his tail. Why, I should have thought of that. Righto, in they go. So, Echidna dug up all sorts of creepy crawlies, dropped them into the gooey, chewy, crunchy stew. Look at all those bugs. Creepy crawlies. A very clever dingo stirred and stirred, and while singing, Wombat stew, hot and spicy, oh so nicey, wombat stew. Just then, the sleepy-eyed koala climbed up the scribbly gum tree. Look here, he yawned. Any bush cook knows that you can't make a spicy stew without gum nuts. Leave it to the koala to think of gum nuts, Dingo laughed, and he licked his whiskers. Righto, into they go. And into the gooey, chewy, crunchy, munchy stew, koala shook lots and lots of gum nuts. Aha! Cried Dingo. Now my stew is only missing one thing. What's that? Asked the animal. Ha ha, that fat wombat. Wait! Stop! Hang on, Dingo. You can't put that wombat in the stew yet. Why not? You haven't tasted it. Oh, righto, I'll taste it. And that very clever Dingo bent over the billy and took a big slurp of stew. Ah! I've been poisoned, he howled. You've tricked me. Ah! And he dashed away deep into the bush, never to sing. Wombat stew, gooey, brewy, yummy, chewy, wombat stew. The end. Poor Dingo. He got tricked by all the other animals. I hope you enjoyed this story. Hey, if you have some stories, let your mom or dad text me and tell me some stories that you would love to hear. Bye. See you later. Adios.